Hey y'all, what's up? This is your girl, Naturally Chrissy Marie, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 23. So today I decided I would do a list of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. All right, so in no particular order, my first favorite movie, Perfect Holiday. And The Perfect Holiday is starring Gabrielle Union, Morris Chestnut, Charlie Murphy, and Cat Williams. And this movie was released in 2007. And this movie is about Gabrielle Union. Her character's name is Nancy. She is a divorced mother of 3. She's lonely. She wants a man. And I guess her children overhear her talking about wanting to be loved. And her daughter asks Santa, who is played by Morris Chestnut, to send her mom a man. And Morris Chestnut sees Mama Nancy and say, ooh, she look good, so I'm gonna put my bid in. He tries to find a way to meet her, and they ultimately fall in love. All right, next is Last Holiday. Last Holiday stars Queen Latifah and LL Cool J. This movie was released in 2007, and Queen Latifah's character Georgia Bird, is diagnosed with a terminal illness. She takes her life savings and she goes to Europe, and she is living her best life. She is buying the most expensive clothes and food and entertainment. She's having a good time. She likes one of her old co-workers, and her co-worker finds out that she actually isn't dying. He didn't contact her, so he decides to fly all the way out to Europe to meet her. And sometimes when you think back at some of these movies, it's like, would that happen in reality? But that's the great thing about movies. Movies just allow you to live in that fantasy world where I'm like, would that really happen? But it still was a good movie. So he flies out to Europe and lets her know that she's not dying. And then they fall in love with one another and live happily ever after. All right, the next movie on my list is Marry Me for Christmas, and it stars Melinda Williams. It was released in 2013. Melinda's character is going home. Well, she wasn't going to go home to see her family because she was so busy, and then she didn't have a man. So she decided that she was going to go home for Christmas, and she was going to bring her employee. And her employee decided that he would like to play her fiance. And I think about it, I don't understand why we have to fake like we're in relationships, you know, to please our families. But anywho, so she brings her fake bae to meet her family. Has a childhood friend or somewhat of a friend that basically has an interest in her. They didn't get along back in the day, but I guess that was his way of saying how much he kind of liked her, because, you know, sometimes when they're not so nice or if they're picking on you, they kind of really like you. So he was interested in her as well, and then he finds out that the employee of Melinda is not truly who he says he is, and he tells Melinda. And then he also professes his love, or she professes her love to him. And she says how much she likes him, and they decide to be together. But then also at the end, does he propose? He proposes at the end. I'm like, I understand that y'all have known each other for a long time, but y'all need to at least date. That was a little off when he proposed to her at the end. But again, this is a movie, and it still was a good movie to me. But also, this movie has a series of different Christmas movies. This is like a Christmas series. The second movie in this series is Marry Us for Christmas. And Marry Us for Christmas, they are deciding to get married. They're supposed to get married in June, I believe. And then you know, they're so excited about their love and ready to move in with one another. They decide to get married at Christmas. And I believe it was like 2 weeks. They only had like 2 weeks or so to plan. Go through a little rough patch in their relationship, and they almost call the wedding off, but ultimately their love conquers all. Then the next movie, A Baby for Christmas. Yeah, Baby for Christmas. And basically they're having a baby, and they're learning how to prepare for the baby and what to do when the baby arrives. And yeah, that's about it. And it's a Christmas movie. It's a good movie, and I enjoyed it. And then the last one is Merry Christmas Baby. And Merry Christmas Baby is about understanding parenthood and raising a child, being first-time parent. A very great series of a Christmas movie, and I really enjoyed it. All-time favorite movies is The Holiday Calendar. And The Holiday Calendar stars Kat Graham and Quincy. And basically, the character Abby, who is played by Kat, is gifted a Christmas advent calendar. And it's gifted by the grandfather. It was previously her grandmother's. And every day she is gifted a surprise each day up until Christmas. But not only is she getting a gift, but it's also predicting the future. So for the first day in her advent calendar, there were boots. And her friend, played by Quincy, gifted her some. Another one of my favorite all-time favorite Christmas movies is The Best Man Holiday. The Best Man Holiday came out in 2013, and it had so many great stars. I don't want to even, I know I'm going to probably miss some names, but I know it had Morris Chestnut, Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long, Terrence Howard, let me see, Regina Hall. Oh my goodness, so many great actors. Monica Calhoun. So there were a lot of great actors. And if you didn't see The Best Man, you definitely needed to see The Best Man to really understand The Best Man Holiday, because basically it was a reunion of friends coming together for the holidays. They hadn't seen each other in 15 years. And when I heard that they were coming out with this movie, I was excited because I really enjoyed The Best Man. And when they're, it had been so many years. The friends are reuniting after 15 years for Christmas. They're having a good time. There's, when you are reuniting after such a long time, people grow and people change, married and have kids. So all of that is going on in this story. But also one thing is happening, I forgot her character's name, but it's played by Monica Calhoun. She is fighting cancer, and she's actually dying from it. And she eventually tells her friends, and ultimately she passes away. But she is enjoying spending time with her friends for this last Christmas. All right, another movie favorite of mine is Jingle Jangle. This movie came out, I believe, last year. I think in 2020. It came out on Netflix. It stars Forrest Whitaker. I think his name is Michael Key. And I believe her name is like Madeline Mills. And I know it's somebody else that I'm forgetting. But I definitely enjoyed this movie. I was so excited to see the preview when it first came out. So basically, Forrest Whitaker's character is a toy maker. He has an apprentice that's under him, and they're trying to create toys together, and his apprentice actually ends up stealing his idea. So the apprentice goes off to make lots of money, and I think his name was Junius or something in the film. He ends up basically having this kind of like old ran down thrift type toy store where he's like a repairman or something. And he doesn't seem very happy. His wife dies, his daughter moves away, and it's basically he's like a lonely old Scrooge. Ultimately, his granddaughter comes to live with him, and he didn't even know he even had a granddaughter. So the granddaughter is basically, you know, snooping around, and she finds this little robot thing, and she is trying to basically help her grandfather with this great invention or to make it work. Ultimately, it starts to work, and again, his rival is trying to steal his idea, and ultimately given the credit that was due, as well as his granddaughter. All right, last on my list is Merry Little Christmas, Liddle. This movie was aired on in 2019. It's starring Kelly Rowland. I believe this movie was on Lifetime, 3 parts. So the first one was Merry Little Christmas, and basically Kelly, her character, she's a single woman, she's an entrepreneur, she got a little bit of coin, or a lot of bit of coin, and she is inviting her family over for Christmas. She's trying to have this picture perfect type Christmas in her picture perfect type home, but she's missing some things, and one of the things that she feels like she's missing is love. Ultimately, she meets her neighbor. Her neighbor is, I believe, divorced and had 2 children, and she falls in love with him. And so basically it's a nice little love story. The second movie in the series is Merry Little Christmas Wedding. So Kelly's character is getting married. Things fall apart because the planner doesn't come through, or she has an argument with the sister and decides to quit. And so they're trying to put together a wedding, the perfect wedding for Kelly. And then the last movie in this series, Merry Little Christmas Baby, I believe. Yes, Merry Little Christmas Baby. And so Kelly is pregnant, and she is about to have a baby, and you know, she wants the perfect baby shower. And her sister, you know, since she messed up the Christmas planning and the wedding, she wanted to make sure that nothing went wrong for the Christmas baby shower. It ends with her having a baby, but spoiler alert, not only does she have one baby, but then she finds out she's having twins. And basically they were saying that one of the twins was hiding behind the other twin, so they couldn't see that she was having twins. I said, look at that. So these were my favorite Christmas movies. I'm sure there were a lot of movies that I missed, but these are the ones that I could think of off the top of my head. There are a lot of Christmas movies that I haven't seen. If you could suggest some movies down in the comments, I want to take a look at them and check them out, and maybe they will come on my list for my next Christmas movie list. All right, well, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and deuces.